What's up, guys? Today we're going to talk about how the hell my credit score went up 52 points. I can't believe it myself. It's something that I'm still trying to process. I'm still trying to, understand. But I think I know what kind of happened. So I first want to talk about how it's kind of possible, and I just want to start with the fact that my credit just dropped significantly. Right after I closed my first credit card, because my first credit card is your oldest credit card at all times. So basically what happens is that's when your credit history starts. So your credit report or your credit score overall is based off of how old your history is. So if you close your oldest card, which no one ever advises you to, you significantly shorten that credit history, unless you got like a credit card, like right after your first one, which probably isn't likely. So that's just kind of the boat I was in. And why did I cancel my first credit card? I want to talk about that. It was a Capital One secure credit card, and my history with Capital One, it was all right. It was an all right one, but just after so many security breaches and just things happened on my end, I just didn't feel safe keeping my money or my information with Capital One anymore. So I just went ahead and I decided that was better than the reports I was getting and all that type of stuff for now. So I got that card, I think, 2 years ago now. So if I were to close it now compared to if I make that decision a year from now, 2 years from now, anything like that, it would affect me way more later in the future. So I was just at a point where I wanted to pivot my credit card game, pivot the cards I had in my wallet and get away from this one. So that's why I had to close my first card, and that's why my credit dropped significantly in the first place. But I want to talk about how that kind of leaves room for a quote-unquote fresh history. Because while your numbers drop, new payments are very, very impactful, because you just don't have anything there. There's no history. So if you're just going off bat with your first 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 payments are right on time compared to what they were in the past or anything like that when you were just trying to get used to your credit card as a 18, 19, 20-year-old, and you're able to kind of give yourself a better barrier or a better starting point when you're able to do that. So I think what kind of happened was my credit just dropped so significantly that it was like, we need something, like anything. So when I put in my first payment for my new card, it said bet. Like you got a payment on the board, now we can go up originally. So that's just talking about how even if you're fresh in the game, it doesn't even have to be that you just cut a card. It could just be that you're fresh. This is just talking about how you got to just buy things and make payments with it. Buy things and make payments, buy things and make payments. That's a lot easier when we're talking about fresh history compared to damage history. So damage history, definitely going to have to target more what's wrong with my credit. So look further into that. Like if you have these late payments, if you have delinquencies, if you have collections, anything like that, those are things that honestly, like on-time payments and all that type of things that other YouTubers will tell you will help your credit, that just won't. You need to actually get down to the root and deal with that. And the issue with that, like, for instance, I missed my first 4 student loan payments because I just didn't know how to pay them off after I dropped out of school, and it just that messed up a lot of things. So even when I was trying to go just look for a loan or anything like that, because my credit history was so short, all that has, like, those 4 missed payments are super duper more impactful because there's less payments there, like totally out of your whole account to be made. So those 4 payments, I think they said they were going to be on my record for like 7 years. So that's why you need to make sure that everything is on time from the get, and just make sure that your fresh history is right. And once it gets damaged, you got to do other things. You can't just make payments like people tell you to do. That's kind of why I started this whole channel. But how do you actually keep it going? How do you keep your credit going up and things like that after you have this fresh credit and now bought a couple things, you made a couple payments? Like, how do you keep it going up? And honestly, the first reason or the first way is just going to be to keep doing that. Like, the more and more you buy and pay off, not only is it helping your credit report, but actually the card company, it could be Chase, American Express, Capital One, Discover, just anything, honestly, any brand that strengthens that bond. So if you want to go to them, I would say, like, just maximize that one of those two brands that you have. So kind of just, how do you keep it going? You build that relationship. After 6 to 8 months, if they haven't given you a credit raise, ask for one and see what's up. And say, hey, we have these payments that are right, and I'm a great customer. All these type of things, because you are a customer at a bank. You need to leverage that. So build relationships by just making consistent payments, paying them off, and then moving up on the credit line. That's number one. And then number two is just letting time do its thing. So just making, like I said, consistent on-time payments for a minimum of 6 months will always bump your credit and build it more overall than just eyeballing it every week. Credit building takes time, and you need to understand that. So if you have fresh credit, if you have damaged credit, anything like that, either one, it takes time to build. So sometimes it might take a month, 2 months, 3 months. The other time, it could take a couple of years. But you have to understand that it's down for a reason, or it's fresh for a reason, or anything like that for a reason. And you can't get mad at it. You just got to try to make it better and understand that. And that's the only way your credit, it will honestly keep going up. And that's the plan that I'm taking. That's the plan I took with this 52 points. My credit dropped significantly because I cut the first card. I didn't panic. I understood what happened, and I knew that my score was going to drop. I knew I probably wouldn't get any loans or anything like that, so I had to make sure that everything was right for a couple months, and I needed to be in a secure space for a couple months. If you need to go get a loan, if you need to go move into a new apartment, anything like that, don't just cut your first credit card. Make sure that's done at a time where you can do it, where your score can drop for a little bit, and you can afford to put the time in to build it up just a little bit more. After you understand those things, you'll be able to play with your scores much easier. And as you have more cards, you'll realize the impact of making on-time payments, the impact of low credit utilization rates, never getting caught slipping on report day. So making sure that if they report on the 25th, you're paying it off on the 24th. You don't want them reporting to the bureau that you owe them, or that you used up $300, you owe them $50 because that's the minimum payment, You don't want any of that on your report. You want 0% credit utilization, I promise you. So, do those few things. Just make the payments. Don't eyeball your credit. Just let it be. It'll go up itself. And just make sure that you're building these relationships with people, these companies, and ask for them to give you a credit raise. That's not that hard. Like I said, you're a customer. You, in some instances, are paying a annual fee, and you deserve to be treated as a customer. So, just ask. I hope this really helped you out, and I'm just trying to explain my process here. You know, everything that I'm doing, I'm just trying to explain and make it easier for people who are going through it too, to understand and to know what's going to happen next. So if you guys have any questions or anything like that, just comment down below. I'd love to reach out to you and get those answered. Just let me know. I hope you guys have a great one. Thanks for watching.